That's okay. It is 6:05, and I am opening the September 21st, 2021, hell no, meeting of the Conservation Commission. Good evening, everyone.
Happy birthday.
Wait, let me share that. Good. Let's go to the top of the agenda. So before we get started with anything, I have some news. There has been a resignation from the commission. Mitch has resigned. He has his resignation from the select board last night. He said that he had a change of duty, a change of career, and that those prevent him from serving on boards in Rutland. So we accept his resignation with great sadness. I think it would have been really interesting to have him serve longer on the board, but it is what it is. So we'll start putting out feelers for more people. If anybody has notions of anybody who would like to serve, I think he wants to do this.
I can't.
He can't, he's not a resident.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't afford to live in this town.
Yeah, I think he's here for 80% of all of them. Being conflict of interest.
Well, it makes it easy.
Sorry.
So talk about a board you wouldn't have to do anything.
Hey, continually recusing.
I'm gonna retire soon.
Moving on, we have minutes from the last meeting at which I did not take part, so, and in fact, just the one Mitch showed up. Mitch and I were never at the same meeting at the same time. What does
He
that
didn't
say?
show.
Okay, I can barely hear him.
He showed up in spirit.
Oh, that's right, that was the audio problem.
Yes, because you weren't here to fix it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just,
It was a very short meeting, though.
Melissa did a wonderful job as your second.
Done? Okay, let's move on.
moving on.
Record
This,
time.
and this one won't be real long either. We're gonna cut through this agenda as fast as we can tonight.
Sounds good.
Peanut gallery.
Just for that, you're staying to the end.
We're gonna rearrange the order now.
Yeah.
And in this commission, we do it just by the chair saying so.
It's very sassy.
Where's Skip tonight?
Skip will not be here this evening.
So we're waiting for a motion to accept the minutes?
Yeah, I'm just gonna scan through them
Yeah.
quickly if anybody wants to.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll accept a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Any any additions, corrections, anything? Roll call.
Delacola, aye.
Langer and I.
Gentilucci, aye.
Danza eye.
Crane eye. You know, it's a little easier with everybody in one room. And no, what's that?
Should you abstain?
Yes, you're right, I abstained. I'm so automatic.
That's why she's here.
That's why we waited.
Just keeping you honest, Pete.
She only has so much power, and that's plenty, thanks very much. So we have a request for a COC for 296 Maple Ave. The original orders,
There's an ORAD.
oh, it's an ORAD.
Yeah. So this should be easy.
Okay, what do we need to do?
Issue a COC, and it's now the box. There's a box that says Order of Resource Area Delineation.
There's a specific box. for
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
So I'll move we issue the COC for 296 Maple Ave.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Delacola, aye.
Langer and I.
Gentilucci, aye.
Danza eye.
Do you need a name tag?
This is why we need to make these for us so we can turn them around so we know our names. Crane eye.
I don't even know this person.
Do you want to be them?
So now we have a request for COC for 7 Sedona Circle, which is much more recent.
It has a superseding order of conditions.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yep.
Really?
Superseded,
Yeah,
and
right
it's
there. Says
in
right
the
there.
attachment. So they should actually be getting this from
Go through
DEP.
From DEP, not from us.
Yes.
See, that's,
So I think it was for the roadway, but all of the lots technically get taken by the roadway in the first NOI. So they're probably selling their house, shows up on the title search, and they just want a partial most likely, but they still gotta go through DEP.
I thought that the roadway was superseded ones, but that we issued them for individual lots.
The one that they are requesting
Only has the.
only has a superseding. They're asking for 434, and Tamika uploaded both ours
Yeah.
and then DEP superseding, which takes over.
That clearly takes precedence.
Right.
Wait a minute, Sedona Circle, did we even do one on that one?
Yeah, individuals, but probably not that one.
Do they have
That's
the
what
file
that's the
number?
question. So they're only asking for the release on the
On
roadway,
the roadway,
Yeah.
which,
Which is not
because
under
we don't
Concom's
have an
jurisdiction.
NOI
Right.
Right.
on that.
Right.
So
why would
Tamika,
that even come to us on the private property?
Because it shows up in somebody's title
In the
search.
title.
Yeah,
In the title, it was
So you
covered
should,
at
yeah,
one time.
and that's why there's like 60,000 partials and subdivisions.
Yeah.
so do we need to issue a partial? I didn't think so, because if it's all covered by the superseding, we're out of the way, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So we just need to let them know they have to talk to DEP and not us.
Melissa, would the best option be to have them email the CERO email address? I'm just trying to get them, to point them in the right direction.
Maybe.
They're closing them. Maybe,
I don't-
yeah, 'cause people's notifications.
I don't know that falls to DEP by default.
If it has
For
a
superseding,
Superseding
Yeah.
always
What
is
is
DEP,
Yes.
not us.
Absolutely.
Somebody has to sign off on it.
So if they said here are your conditions.
No, what
somebody
I'm
from
saying,
that-
what I'm,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
DEP may send it back to us, is what I'm thinking.
They
And
can.
ask us if we,
If we think they did it according to their conditions.
right,
So send a note with it that said.
It's not our conditions, though. It's still their conditions.
right.
No,
They-
no,
oh,
but,
they're using us
but
on the-
they will be using
Oh,
us
they're gonna
as
ask
the
us as the
evaluation.
inspector?
This one, that whole thing over there was messed up, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Right, and it wasn't
that road
us,
is
it was
accepted
DEP.
by the town. That's
Yeah,
town
D-
road now.
Yeah, DEP messed that up more than anybody. So I would not be shocked if the owner goes to DEP and requests something, and DEP tells him he's gotta come here again.
So if they do that, are we actually going to look at it? I mean, it's done, it had
Well, it's for the
nothing.
roadway,
And it's accepted as a town road. Can
Yeah.
you send it with conditions if they want, that they can just sign it in one shot?
I know that the house has been sold and that is what started this whole thing.
Right.
So I have been in communication with the attorney, not the actual homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, if you just let me know specifically what direction you want me to point them in, because I feel bad. I don't want to hold them up any more than they already have done.
I don't think we can issue anything
Yeah.
that would be worth it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think DEP has to issue the certificate. I don't think we can do it. If they ask for our advice about it, we'll be happy to do that, but it would be improper for us to assume that they want us to do an inspection and.
It's up to them.
Yeah.
I would have assumed this would have an individual, because it is very wet back there. It's right by the crossing.
do you recall that one?
Which number is this?
Yeah,
Seven.
there was
What were the
probably
others that I
12 of them
uploaded
down there.
to the drive? I can't
Just the
remember.
roadway. You
It was just
uploaded
the
ours
roadway.
and then DEP's.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Now we're fighting for network resources and. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see why they're.
To you.
yeah. I'm not seeing anything specific coming up on the registry.
Is it possible there's a different file number just
Yes.
for that lot?
Yep.
Right, there would be, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
1,000%.
But there's the superseding for that number, right?
Yeah, and I don't have my personal laptop that has the,
Well, as far as I know, none of the lots had a superseding.
right,
wouldn't
that's
make-
what we're saying.
No, it
yeah.
wouldn't make sense. The
Yeah.
road,
The road was,
the
Mhm.
lots would be through us.
yeah, and
Right.
the superseding really dealt with the retention basin.
Right,
There's not
right.
one. There's 2, 5, 6, 3, and 9
Okay.
for individual ones.
And that didn't show up.
This one's not. Huh.
No, I don't see anything for 7.
Was this one of the models?
No.
No,
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time down there because we kept getting called because they were playing in the river. Well, by the river.
yeah.
In it.
No, by. They actually did a good job.
No, they did a real,
They actually did a good job. It's just the people
No,
who
I'm
got.
laughing at you going, in it.
Well,
no, that one there, they may have been far enough away. Maybe, no?
No.
Let me do this.
No.
There's no way that's 100
No,
feet.
no, that would've had an NOI.
or should have.
It should have, and again,
Unless it's a different house number now, maybe what I have
House number
is
from lot number.
lot numbers.
You probably have lot numbers.
Huh?
You probably have lot numbers.
Yeah,
on them.
usually they say lot, but this one, because I don't. 3, 9. There isn't a 9.
Two. That's like the fourth house they built down there.
Do you know what the time period would have been?
How old's that house?
this 20, actually, the
5 years?
2018, okay.
This one, all the others
Well, that would be
were.
what, lot 7?
Well,
I don't have
And
any
there's-
7s.
And there's no lot 7?
well, this is 29A, A7. So if we could map that,
It says lot 58R.
right, so, but for that, we have to get to the right revisions of the Bryce Lemon plans to know, because, I mean, as I recall,
good luck.
different revisions
It's
had
right
different
there.
lot numbers.
913,
Yeah.
67. Hold on. That's the booking page, I think, of the.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't see that.
Look, what does it say?
913,
67.
67.
So 7.
But that's a loan, not a deed.
It's plans.
What's the plan?
It's-
Oh, you're,
Yeah, it's plan set.
They never give us that. That was helpful. They never write those.
would you care to share, or do you want to not?
Oh,
You're
can
not
I?
in the- You're not in the network. I can make it so you can if you join the meeting. Or actually, hell, I can just,
Oh, plug me?
yeah. Is that it
Yeah.
right here?
That,
No, that's not it.
Oh, lights go on. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing a whole bunch for Sedona Circle, but they're all by lot number, not by address.
Yeah, well, it's lot 7.
Oh, that's right. Nobody else will see this on Zoom. Sorry, Leah.
Okay, so it would have been, it just says 58R.
It's not that one, it's the next one over.
No,
It's this one.
It's that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely would have.
Oh, the other plan that you had up just a second ago was showing that 57, not 58.
No, 58. It's one in. So, this one.
Lot 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's 7
all right.
Sedona. Yeah,
All right. My mistake.
58R, you said?
58R.
Okay.
I don't see any numbers like that in
No, I just found
The deed
68R.
So this was therefore done under the grand, the giant one, I don't know
So that probably
how.
is just
They can't.
it.
DEP only did
Did
it
the road
for the roadway.
Yeah, sounds alright.
They didn't do any of the lots.
Well, I think regardless, we can't make any action on what they've submitted.
Right.
And say if there's another file number for a local, then to come back to us, but otherwise to reach out to DEP. I don't know if Judy would maybe just be the best, just go straight to her.
Oh, I'll have to see if I have her email address, because I usually only take things in PM.
If not, let me know, I can
Yeah.
send it to you.
Okay.
That was exciting.
Wasn't it? Ooh-wee. Okay, you went back. And, all right, you're here. And now we're gonna-
You were saying just join the Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Okay, I get what you were saying. And so it's fine. I got slapped in the face with a stick today.
a branch.
What are you doing?
Did you deserve it?
This guy on a site visit was playing with it and just, thank you.
So denied?
No bill.
All right, let us, this isn't, oh no, it's continuing, we will continue the hearing for the notice of intent. Actually, am I allowed?
Yeah, because we opened it in August 17th, so it's been continued twice. You were here when we opened it.
You haven't reopened it, was action taken last time?
No, because there was no DEP number.
Oh, so I haven't actually missed anything?
No.
Nope.
No.
Fine. All right, then I'm going to continue the hearing for the notice of intent for 10 Woodside Ave. What are we missing? What do we need to do?
Say all in favor.
Aye,
aye, aye.
What do you got?
Oh, okay. Let me find,
You have it on the,
since I disconnected all my
just the technology's got me all confused. This is the first meeting I've gone to in a year and a half.
All right, hold on.
And welcome back.
And I don't like it.
So, here's the site plan.
Alright. There's the wetland up in the corner there.
Yeah.
There's an erosion control line that's in place, has been in place since they started doing the work. That's all that grading is pretty much done already, because it was needed to be done for the road, because of that square on the side here. This is an infiltrator for the road.
Mm-hmm.
So all this is graded, pretty much as you see it. But now we're gonna put a house in, and here's the 100-foot buffer right here. So we're just catching the back
You
end, so
included, I don't see
technically we
anything
need
to
to,
meet this.
need it to file.
In the folder of an NOI and a site plan.
No, it's just in the main page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, so it's back here. There it is. It appears that grading and clearing work associated with this lot is proposed, except that we know, you and I both know now that it's not. We had talked about this a long time ago, that the grading was done under the superseding, the
Correct.
that
Right,
DEP
yes.
took over the whole thing, which is, by the way, why I'm thinking that one wasn't done for 7.
Right.
Hmm.
But, I don't know that.
That's,
So there's,
so that's what we got here.
That's why we're here.
so, I think we all know that there is no actual grading and clearing work. It's just the work to install the house and the grading that's already been done
Already
as
done.
part of that.
How's
So,
the vegetation on what was done years ago? Good?
What's that?
How's the vegetation on what was done? The grading from before? Was it dirt?
It was, no, it was a forest.
I know
It's
that. No,
gone.
no, that's then. How is it now?
since then.
It's actually, a lot of that slope is growing right now.
Okay.
A lot of it is.
Yeah, I haven't been out there for a while. This is
It's
this
held
phase,
up pretty good.
We were
this is
updated.
phase
We were
two?
updated
This
the
is
other
phase
day.
3?
Yeah, this is right off of Main Street here.
Yeah, I've been up
On
there
the
since
right
winter.
side.
Hmm.
I remember the slog we did in winter. That was fun.
There's no tree branches then.
Yeah. The stumps
When I
are gone.
sprained my ankle, that was great.
Yes,
I
it
had a
was.
sprained ankle.
You said this is off the Main Street side?
Yes.
How,
This is
how
just
far, how
below-
far up?
Just beyond the two
There's
homes.
2 out,
Okay.
it's the third house that's gonna be built, it's probably 400 feet
Okay.
up on
I was
the.
just trying to figure out where it was in the development.
10 Woodside?
Yeah, the foundation is within 100 feet,
Right,
which necessitates the NOI.
Mm-hmm.
The grading
Was already done.
is done. We don't have to worry about that. It's just the foundation work.
Yeah. Oh, that's
they're not up to date yet. That's about where it is.
that's
Yeah.
actually
Needs
just
to be
about the
updated.
road,
It's,
yeah.
it's about,
Because this is the
it's
wetland.
about right here. This is the one we're talking about.
There we go. They
There it is.
finally mapped them.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, you're right on it.
So I did this also, you can see, Jared, just where it is, because you and I did this.
Yeah.
Again, it was last.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, not related to this hearing, but is the commission interested in doing a walk to see how the vegetation is taken on that slope? Because this is quite a
Well,
slope, and it
just-
was, and the last time I was there, well, not the last time it was all snow. The time before that, I remember seeing mulch, I don't remember, and there were places where it had been seeded.
It's
Oh, yeah.
probably still mulchy and some weeds, but you gotta realize that right here in this corner this is not built yet, the infiltrator.
Oh.
That's part of the road. It's graded, but it's not
It's-
installed yet.
Okay.
And I think they're gonna install that before they build this house, because you can't get there
Yeah, once that's there.
after.
Now, it's the same thing as what's up the hill.
Yeah. So,
That's the same thing they built up at Barre Hill?
Yeah,
They built another one then?
they're all over the place. That's stormwater. Welcome
Yeah,
to
DEP
stormwater
loves
world. We build septic systems for catch basins.
Oh, it's just a giant cul-de-sac?
That's what that is.
Hmm.
Giant one. So,
Okay.
All right, so we
Well,
have
that's
a
what we
DEP
got.
number. We understand how this, have you responded to this comment, Julian, by the way?
no, I never respond to those comments. I respond to you people.
Okay.
You're the approving authority.
Yes, we are.
And
And
that's
we
why
understand.
I go to the top.
We understand the reality of the conditions here and the.
Cream rises.
So I believe that we don't have an issue that needs to be
No,
resolved
that's,
here, right? Anybody disagree with that? I know I'm speaking without
No.
asking
No.
questions. All right. So is there any reason not to close this hearing?
I can't think of any.
Are there any special conditions we want to apply to this property?
I don't think so.
Hmm. I don't think so.
Okay. Then first, motion to close the hearing.
I'll make the motion.
No second.
Roll call.
Stokel, aye.
Langer, aye.
Gentlelucci, aye.
Dan's eye.
Crane eye.
Next time we go backwards.
Only if I point to you that way.
Sure.
In
Yeah,
fact, this time I just might really shake it up.
I just remembered my name, okay?
Baby steps, baby steps.
So, orders, shall we finish the orders tonight? Do we have any reason to not finish the orders tonight?
No.
Then, motion.
Motion to issue with our standard conditions.
Second. Gentlelucci, aye.
Dan's eye.
Langer, aye.
Stokel, aye.
I looked up.
Oh, Tamika's not looking. Crane eye. No, I was pointing to Tamika.
Did you get that
So-
order right, Tamika?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if you guys remember it though when you read the minutes, if I really did it right.
Oh, I'm sure. Alrighty, now let's, was this opened at the last meeting?
No, it was just a submission.
Just a submission. So I shall open hearing for the notice of intent for Rutland self-storage at 232 Barre Paxton Road. Mr. Lucier.
Same thing I said last time. No. I don't know, I don't even know if the number was issued on this, because I haven't gotten it.
I don't even see it on the portal.
Really?
Did you send it in?
Oh, yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah.
They've been
how long
kind
ago?
of
A
fast.
month?
Oh, it was one a
Yeah,
while.
it's been a while.
It's a month.
It's been a while.
That's a
Yeah, it's
month.
been a
We didn't
month.
have a last meeting, so it's a month.
Right, so then,
He
yeah, it's been a
submitted
month.
it before Julian did, the latest one for Turkey Hill.
Yeah, but they see Julian's name and it
And
pops
call,
on top.
and call,
Did
you? Yeah, that's
and
probably
call,
why.
And call,
Dave,
And
did you
call.
send the stormwater report in it too?
and call.
You
Yeah.
did? That would be the only thing that I would think they would ask for.
Right, but they should ask for
Yeah,
it.
but I would
Yeah.
still see it in the system and just say,
Yeah.
where is this?
No, I
And
would,
didn't have
because
it.
I was looking older. I was looking older. I was looking earlier and I didn't see it.
Sounding that way too.
Please.
I'll have to check, and my wife does the books, see, they probably cashed a check, I'm sure that's not a problem. But,
Usually then it still shows up, so it's surprising.
yeah.
I'll check again.
I'm not seeing it either.
You're not, okay.
No.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
and it should, even if there's not a file number, it'll show up.
It will show up
Yeah.
if it's pending.
we'll have to do some phone calls tomorrow, I guess.
Call Judy. Kim's on vacation. Denise is gone.
At this point, I think best to continue it.
Probably. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Will you send Tamika the stormwater report just so we can upload
Yep.
it? Thank you.
Nice seeing you, Dave. Thanks for coming.
All right, I'll
Could've
take a
told
motion
me
to
that in
continue
email.
to, what, oh my God, October 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Oh, yeah, right, close.
Stokel, aye.
Maybe.
Almost got it.
Dance high.
Langford High.
Dear God, is this your form
Two
of
buildings on
fun?
top are built.
You do-
We actually do.
You do realize it's all because of you.
I'm gonna make a motion, we do all in alphabetical.
This is why put me back here. We have to pay attention.
We're just trying to finish it up.
So, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you very much. Have a great
Write
night.
yourself a reminder beforehand, so you can say I still don't have it.
If I don't have a number in the mail for me, then you probably won't see me.
And in truth, if we don't see you, we'll just continue
When are
it.
you looking to build, Dave?
The building has been placed on reserve for 2 months, so the minute I get the approval.
Oh, so you, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we're doing it, so.
So, please, we
wait.
want to do this.
Huh?
Word it right. We want to do this.
I don't care,
So the
maybe in the
building's
field
ready
next
for
door,
your,
that's all.
this is really just for groundwork then? for
Yeah,
prep?
this is really a continuation, we
Yeah.
never extended it, we failed to extend it, it went too long.
Right.
So it's the same, the only thing we did, like I said, is those two buildings are now a little smaller, to make the wall less intrusive.
Right.
That's all. So, that's it.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
That is continued. Let us.
See you, Julie.
See ya.
So let us now open a notice of intent for Turkey Hill Road Lot 1. There it is. Do we have anyone to, oh, Julian, that looks like your
Yeah.
stamp right there.
We have a DEP number also.
Wow, some people are special.
Well, not really. It's not easy. I mean, just phone call after phone call.
Zoom in a little more, we should make that tweak around, but.
This is the old meager property. Well, sanitation.
Mm-hmm.
This is all an old field, this whole section.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it's wetlands here,
Yeah.
and, okay, we have
Kept
driveway in the 50.
Hatched area is your 15-foot no disturb.
Yep. Driveway's in the 50, some of the, half the house-ish is in the 100.
We didn't create any real steep slopes, 3-to-1 slopes, so that we wouldn't have any issues there.
Oh, culvert pipe.
The culvert pipe at the street.
These trees are here and staying?
They're gonna stay. I just showed those because he wanted to, well, originally he wanted to, just an opening there, so you don't wanna mess with those trees. Those trees are this big. This is a swing bee.
Yeah, at first I said 4 inches, why are they on here, and then I noticed it's only
4
4
foot.
feet. Yeah, that's a whole different scale, yeah.
Monster tree. I said, don't even think about going that way.
Septic, well, what's that?
They're holding the slope back.
Yeah,
Because every
that's
year
true.
DPW digs it out a little bit more, a little bit more.
How big is that pond that they're filling?
It's like 2,200 square feet, 2,100, 83. Just a little depression up there that obviously you can see the bulldozer, the material's still around it.
That's
It's a stone
that's not
wall.
visible on the gist, is it? You have to go to Oliver, right?
Maybe.
I'll-
I don't remember.
What's the parcel ID on this one? Might have been on that.
Map 34, A, parcel 2. It's all one big piece still. They didn't break it up yet.
So where is this lot in here?
Alright, it is
Because,
over in here,
Yeah.
right here, okay.
down in here. So this, that's actually a pine tree. So it's,
That's the.
that little depressed area is right in here.
Okay.
And they're not here, but they were the people who bought the lot. She just doesn't want the, she's got little kids, and doesn't want, she was like flipped out about it. It's like, is this deep? But I go, well, it's really nothing. So I don't want the kids out there. It's gonna be a mess. So, well, it's a farm pond. Obviously, it was made when it was, I don't know whether Meager did it, you might have. And it was just pushed with a dozer. So
probably
it should be
back.
very easy to fold back in.
Whatever, that slid around.
How deep is it?
1.5 feet.
Oh,
It's a
It's a
puddle.
puddle.
it's a puddle.
It's a puddle. Not even 1.5 feet.
It's
It's,
down here somewhere.
Let's go to Paxton.
We're just trying to find it on this map now. Oh, that might be the lot right there. Is that it? No?
no, that's,
Oh, no, God, that's a one.
it's right up here. Doesn't
Yeah.
show anything.
Yeah,
Somewhere right around
that's it.
there. Yep.
This is the parcel, right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
It's not even showing it.
Nothing.
Well, I don't have any of the layers turned on yet. And I can't read a freaking thing.
You said it's the old Meager property?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's the 144.
Yep.
Yeah,
144.
yeah, 144. I think that's it.
So I think at one point we were talking about if this little depression was a potential vernal pool too.
That, he, before I got hired, he said some words like that were said. I go, it's not a vernal pool. It's because it's dug out and it has an old, if there's a spillway on it that's washed out. So it's not really holding anything. It's just uncared for.
I don't recall.
I said it'd make a beautiful old pond, but they don't want a pond.
Where the heck do they have vernal pools? I know they got them on here somewhere.
I don't think it's a potential mapped one.
Oh, it's
No, it's,
No, it's not showing up.
all right.
no.
But while I'm here,
There aren't too many vernal pools in town. You can keep track of them pretty easy, and that's not one of them.
maybe other people can. Me, not so much. But okay. Oh, remnants of a stone wall? No, it's
No,
a
that's a
spillway.
spillway. It's just all washed
Got
out.
it.
Can't believe it.
Um,
I'm sorry.
It should just fold right back in.
Well-
Actually, you can see the topo.
I haven't been at one of these for 7 weeks now. It's almost 2 months.
That's disgusting.
And by that you mean lucky.
Yes.
Okay. So, first question, does the commission wish to do a site walk?
I think it could be useful if you haven't been on this side of the road. I think we've only been on the other side. At least I haven't. I don't know if you guys ventured on the other side last time you were out there.
I'd need to look at the maps to figure out where Jared and I were that time.
Right below this, there was
I remember.
definitely, that's the last notice of intent we came here with.
Yeah.
We're right there.
Yeah.
On the other
Just
side
on
of
the
the
opposite
road.
side of the
Did-
road.
I walked, there was a day that I walked with,
This is pretty much a hayfield.
I forget the gentleman's, was it Jim?
Jim Harity.
Yeah.
Jim Harry.
Jim.
I walked with Jim, and there were a few other folks that lived nearby that walked with us. He was on the other side of the
He's
road.
on the other side,
Okay.
right below this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't walked this side. I think it'd be worth it.
Calendar, that's what I want to do. Saturday, 10?
This Saturday?
Yeah.
Meet where?
We'll meet right on Turkey.
All right, I may have somebody else here. I'm not around this weekend, but I'll have somebody there to bring you through it. Unless we could do it in the evening sometime.
Yeah, that works for me.
That should be.
No one's there. It's basically just at the wood line straight up, right?
Yeah, just go to the edge of the
Yeah.
field and you'll see a bunch of pine trees. That's really surrounded by pine trees and giant thorns.
10 o'clock, you said?
heavy
Yeah.
thorns. Multifloral rose. There's a lot of it up in there. I think this was one of the farms that they talked into. Hey,
Any Japanese knotweed?
across
Gotta
the
ask her
street,
of everything around
across the
here.
street.
Yeah, across the street. Okay.
There. All right, so we'll do that. Tamika, I'll ask you to, of course, post, although I probably won't have to say that out loud because you already know. Do we have other questions or comments about this notice, this filing?
So,
Nope.
I think what was the comment about the seed mix you're using? I think that was it. The seed. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. All right, then I guess we can continue. Motion to continue, please.
I'll make a motion to continue.
I'll second.
Joe's can have it.
Oh, you did?
No, you can have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I waited, tried not to talk with anyone, and I failed.
It's too late, I wrote it down.
Okay.
It's in the policy now. Thanks.
It's been recorded.
Roll
Hands
call.
eye.
don't lie.
Gentlelucci, aye.
Right.
Crane eye, and you'll notice that one was alphabetical.
It wasn't.
I did not notice.
Crane doesn't come out,
No,
At the
chair
way.
always goes last.
That's true.
It's
Oh,
the
that's
Peter
the-
alphabetical list.
that's the chair's rules.
That's what
It's
Chair's
It's
rule.
right.
Whatever Peter says goes. That's what's
Remember that,
Excited.
whatever Peter says,
No,
now, if only I
the
could get
hearing.
that to happen in other things.
It's your wife's
That's what my
birthday.
wife-
You can't say that on your wife's birthday.
That never works at home,
And
ever.
before you guys move on,
Yes.
can I just double check? For 10 Woodside Ave, what is the closest point to the wetland? I'll
Oh,
need that for the orders. Give me the number.
for 10, that's not this one, that's another one that I gotta open again,
Sorry, I just remembered it now.
Well, since that's all done, the closest place is probably right
80.
here.
80 feet?
80 feet? Okay,
Yeah, it's just,
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'd go along with that number.
thank you.
This one, and we'll close that one because we've seen it. So now we've just finished that one. Back to the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you very much.
have a good night, Julian.
Good. Having fun yet?
Oh, yeah.
So
Every
I'd
day.
rather,
That's all you can do.
unless there's an objection, I'm gonna take things out of order because we have people here and rather than keep them around for all of our, I mean, truly joyous conversations, and yes, we have fun, but I'd rather get your business dispatched.
Great.
So please.
Great. So I'm number 8 at the Sassawanna Road.
Yes.
So
I'm sorry, there was no way for me to meet, at 5 o'clock I'm here. all
yeah, no, that's okay. So just to give you guys a little background, so bought the property for the from the Ecotarium. It used to be like a day camp. I don't know if you guys know all that history. So I met the DCR. 2 people from the DCR. We walked the property.
Do you remember who they were?
Yeah, Danny Almeida and Ken McKenzie.
Those aren't names I know.
Those aren't names I
That's
know.
okay, I mean, it's not a problem, the fact that I don't know them, we know some of the people at DCR.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at so they own a ton of property right around the area, so that they're like the neighbor, like they own a ton of property that abuts it.
Yes.
And it's part of the watershed.
Yep.
So they're obviously pretty involved. So I met with them, walked the whole property, it took me like 6 hours.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
big,
It's a big piece.
Yeah, big piece of property. So they were great though, super helpful. Told me there's a lot of, issues on the property with people snowmobiling and ATVs and kind of treating it like a playground. They had some issues. But I got a chance to meet the neighbors, they were great. So actually, everyone I met's been great, super helpful. And then took the insurance company there, had to do like a site walk. There were like 17 cabins, old, kind of dilapidated cabins that were on the site. So when they saw them, one of them was burned down, like completely to the ground.
Yep.
And they called it an attractive nuisance, I think they called it. So anyways, from a risk standpoint, they wanted me to take it down. So they gave me like 30 days, they extended it to 60 days to take down the cabins. So I had to go to DCR and be like, I gotta take these cabins down, is this gonna be a problem? They said, no, just, they gave me applicability decision. So I had to go to the DCR, they gave me that, they said, make sure nothing goes in the water, make sure any equipment stays on the path, it's not going to wetlands, things like that. So they showed me how to use the, you call it Oliver, I call it Mass GIS.
Yeah, this one's just the other one's Oliver. They're actually
Yeah.
two different systems that the state gives us.
Oh, okay, great. So there's a little thing you can click where it shows you the wetlands, and then there was a forester there who, I met with a forester who showed me, they had their own like forest plan or whatever. So they showed me the wetlands, and the good news is none of these were close to the wetlands. So they were on the wetlands. I don't know if you can click the button.
None of what was close to the wetlands.
What's that?
None of what was close to the wetlands.
The cabins.
They're sitting on next to the pond.
Oh, on this side. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The cabins are over here.
Yeah. That's next to the pond, which is wetlands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was
That's
talking
the
more about that.
Yeah.
part of the group, same group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I brought in the hay bales, set everything up, got everything good, knocked down the buildings to the ground. I was good. I was gonna wait until kind of November, December, and then remove the material at that point. Since that time, a bunch of kids, apparently, I went through, they ripped off there's like, I hung 80 no trespassing signs and things like that around. So those were ripped off. 2 of my trail cams were thrown in the pond. So clearly people aren't excited that, I was there. I get it, no hard feelings, but then, so they were burning the pile of wood in 2 different spots, which is right next to the wood, right next to the water.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of an issue, so I'm like, I better take care of this now. So the last, like 3 weeks, I hauled everything out, there's a ton of work, so it looks really good right now. 3 weeks ago, it didn't look so good. So it looks good. They actually used the hay bales and burned those on top of the thing. So it's kind of it's kind of an issue in terms of the, from a police standpoint, in terms of trespassing. Like, I don't know what else to do. Knock down a tree maybe where the trails are, because there's a ton of ATVs. When I was out there, I saw 2 people, 2 different sets of people using ATVs. So I don't really know what to do in terms of like, until I get the, people there all the time. So next Friday, I'm meeting with Mass Audubon, and I think they're gonna lease the property, which is kind of great. So it's got a conservation restriction on it. It's for environmental. You can tell it should be a camp. I mean,
Right.
it's really meant for that. So that's great. So hopefully, they're talking about local schools and renting it out to. They have like these adult program, they call it, and stuff. So it's not gonna be a lot of money, but it'll be a nice, kind of what the property's kind of meant to do. So I would imagine I'll probably be back here in spring asking to put up like a pavilion, and then I'll probably have to go through and, do silt fence and do all that stuff and get like a real contractor and stuff in to kind of do all that. So that's kind of the long story.
So all the work that you've done over there, DCR basically fast-tracked that for you.
Yeah.
Told you to go ahead and.
Yep.
They never
Okay.
told you to come talk to us?
Well, they sent me a letter. Yeah, they sent me a letter.
That's kind of interesting.
Oh, well,
Well, it
the
depends on
letter
who-
that came from me?
Who you
No,
talking
no.
Oh,
to.
from DCR?
Yeah, from
That's-
DCR.
that's
Yeah.
what I know,
Okay.
the other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you did a great job.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen it before. My friend's family used to actually own it.
Oh, really?
They were Daniels. So
Oh,
that's
the
a
F.
building.
Daniels
Oh, yeah.
Forestry Camp?
Yes. They're the original founders of it, and they know the whole thing, and I've been on it way back then.
Oh, really?
It's great. And so I know the whole piece. And same thing when I'm like, because I got a call from somebody, and they're like, hey there.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, that never came before anybody. And because they're that close to the pond, I'm going, you can't do anything over there. But
Yeah.
it's a great piece of property. I mean, I took him the other day, and same thing. He's like, what a piece of property. I said, oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. But there's restrictions on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was gonna hire they had the people before had a forester and stuff. It didn't seem like that's what it should be used for, like just to knock down a bunch of trees and sell them and stuff.
They do a pretty good. The guys that were doing it
Really?
do a pretty good job of active management of that piece, and it pays pretty well. It was paying taxes and everything else on it.
Really?
Yes.
I just didn't want it to be like.
It won't. They come in and they select cut it, and it pays pretty well. They go in every 3 to 5 years.
Really?
So
And it
you-
won't look like a
Nope.
skinned rabbit?
Nope.
No, they don't clear cut.
No,
He's right, they
that-
select.
And they take
That's
different
all-
sections.
yeah.
too.
It's all selective.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's selective cutting and choosing the right trees. And,
Right.
And it's usually the big ones, because there's the ones that are closest to death already, if
Oh,
I
yeah.
can say it that way.
And the
And
thing,
it allows stuff to just grow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other trees are a lot healthier. And like I said, when his family originally had it, and then his mother was still part of the board of whatever, that was paying taxes, paying for whatever. So it's a profitable thing for you to look into. As far as-
this is off the.
Yes.
But if there's anyone you could share with it, I'm dying to get the history of some of that because I found like a really old brochure on the property, like said,
Yeah.
like
Well, the Ecotarium should have a lot of it. And if not, Daniel's Foundation has it all.
there's foundation,
Daniel's Foundation, yeah, they were one of the 5 founding fathers of Norton's.
Oh, really?
Every cabin out there had a name on it. Those names are all the original businesses in Worcester.
Oh, come on! I found one, but I still
Yes.
have it in my
Yes.
garage. It's
Tho-
like a big plaque over
Yes,
the.
those names are our original founding fathers of Worcester that all created big corporations. And that was, they would donate into the houses to this, and their families would go out at certain points.
Oh, that's
So
really
there's a
interesting.
ton.
There's like a plaque over there. There's a
Yes.
plaque over the door.
So that's what all that stuff means.
Ah, interesting. Oh, great. Well, hopefully I can rebuild it, I'll probably end up, it's certainly not a night over camp.
I think that if you read that deed restriction, you can actually build a caretaker house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just so you know.
oh,
You
Well,
could replace the existing single-family home for
Yeah.
residential use.
so you could have a caretaker house
mm-hmm.
that rents and oversees the property.
Oh, oh,
You
oh, that's
It might be,
interesting.
it might behoove you to,
behoove you because now
That's
you get somebody in logging every couple of years. You get somebody that's actually living on the property in
Right,
a rental
cool.
house that kind of manages as you're having Audubon come in, but
Yeah,
these
yeah.
people gates up, gates down, set tables up. So it's almost like the old school parks had that they used to have the park superintendent house that lived on property.
That's a great
You
idea.
can build one of those. Out.
So the good part of that is then it keeps the other, kids from coming on.
Well,
That's
then you
really
get-
what I need.
But it's one of those. You get somebody. It is what it is. You can do reduced rent. Again, they kind of maintain. Hey, somebody's here. Somebody's there. So they're riding the trails of the cut.
That's perfect, actually.
It's a fantastic thing. Find something, but there's a lot more to that deed restriction, and it's not as bad as you think it is.
Huh.
I know.
I ended up calling you.
There's a lot to it, but it's
I
a
don't remember, is that limited to passive recreation? I don't
Forestry
remember on
and,
that one.
forestry and education.
yeah. But the biggest thing is the education part,
Yeah.
Right.
and because it's active, you can do a lot of that stuff, and it's a nice setup because that's how it was kind of set up originally.
Huh.
So there's some digging you can do, but it's not bad digging.
Oh, that's great. If you have any referrals or anything that can help me, that would be huge.
But those are your two biggest things: Daniel's Foundation and through the Ecotarium. Because Daniel's
Awesome.
Foundation started it. That was his great grandparents' land.
That's awesome. I gotta walk the property with those guys. I think it'll be fun to,
It's neat.
yeah.
It's neat. Well, it's even like most. I mean, not that it matters, but like most of Rutland, all the ponds, all those houses were doctors' houses that lived in Worcester. The wife and kid would live here in the summer, but the doctor could drive back and forth to Worcester. They didn't want to be in New Hampshire too far away from the hospital. So most of Rutland was built as second summer homes for doctors in
makes sense.
Worcester.
So the property I bought, Dr. Spears,
Yep.
he was a doctor.
Yes.
So that's funny. That's
How many acres did you buy over there? I don't remember. I didn't read it.
which one?
The Ecotarium piece.
well, it's like 320 acres. It's
Yeah.
it's huge.
It's
But
huge.
It's a big
Yeah.
piece of,
But it's
it's a big, beautiful
yeah,
piece
yeah.
of land.
But on the other side of the street,
Yes.
I offered to sell it back to the DCR because I'm like, I'm never going to really use that because it's on the other side. Is a huge swamp.
Right.
Like looks like, I don't know, beavers or something made it a huge swamp. But, that's really nice. I don't know if you've ever been over
Oh yeah,
there.
I've been through the whole thing.
Oh, really?
I've been through the whole thing.
Nice. Oh. Anyway, sorry to get.
Yeah.
I know
No,
you
no,
you have to get home to your wife.
No, but
Dear.
some history is good for you.
Yeah. By the way, I could talk about this all day.
Yeah, but some history is good for you, and you can do a lot more with it than you think you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you, by the way, for
You're
that.
welcome.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna say is it doesn't sound like any sort of administrative order is necessary.
I would give him the thing if you're gonna do anything like
That's
that.
right, that's
Talk
the,
to us
that's the
first.
talk.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
Sorry.
anything
Sorry about that.
technically within 100 feet of a wetland, any land disturbance, soil disturbance needs Concom approval. And a wetland is a pond.
That's right, and so is all, I mean, we assume all of these are until a wetland scientist says, no, they're not really, which
And-
happens.
Yeah, and
Yep.
because those are
Uh-huh.
just taking from aerial photos, so those aren't exact. There's more, there's less.
No, those are definitely wet, the
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
things. But by the way, totally my fault on the pond is the wetland. Like, that's kind
You
of
did
stupid
it.
as I say it out.
You did the
loud,
neatest job I've ever seen somebody do. I'll give you that.
but- oh, Thank you.
You didn't get anything in there, and it's one of those you go, wow, took a lot of time.
It took a lot of my kids and picking it up by hand is really
Oh,
what.
wow.
But thank you for that.
So now you know. Next time,
I do.
next
Won't
time,
happen
next
again.
time we'll yell at you.
You'll just well, we'll have to have you out there.
We're gonna send her after you.
There was no big
I'm
garbage from
feisty
D8
tonight. I'm
going
so
in.
sorry, both of you.
I have a little stick. I can pull it back and.
Yeah.
watch it.
I really
If it'll
love
help, we
this
can hit
land
you
too,
with it.
so it just kind of like rubs it a little.
But
My husband wouldn't
Hey,
let me buy
that's
this
it.
one.
Jared, hand me that hammer. It's wood, it's a stick.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. We're great.
You know, I'm
Right.
gonna make her twitch before we're done tonight. Okay, do we have anything else on this property? I don't think so, but I'm,
Good luck.
Thank you. Like,
Very excited.
Thank you very, very
thank you
much.
for
That's-
coming in, we appreciate it. I'm gonna probably reach out, cause I'm gonna wanna do a little walking over there
It's-
too, just to.
It's absolutely
familiarize.
gorgeous. It's a piece of property. You go, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like I say, the whole fact is, like even when I talked to him, I said, you know, it's one of those you go, if you could put a caretaker place on it,
You do
That's
it.
a really good
it would
idea.
create a lot of riffraff that's going to disappear because there's somebody there.
Right.
And who wouldn't want to live there?
Right. That's perfect. Actually, it's a really good idea.
You might even want to live there.
Yeah.
On weekends, away from the
I
kids.
think-
Yeah. You might have a spot if your wife did something.
Bribery! Bribery!
I'm just kidding. It was very nice to meet everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice to meet you. All right.
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Have a good
What was your
night.
name
Thanks.
again? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's Mike.
Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
And I have his email address if you guys want to reach out to him that way.
Great, thank you very much. Joe, since you're in the room.
You don't wanna go
Mr.
home.
Buckley. What would you like? If you're here for a reason.
I believe CHA is supposed to contact you.
Yes, they are here, in fact.
We should, I'm only here to back them up as the town's representative on the job.
So this is for the telecommunications tower.
No,
Dam.
This is for the dam.
The
Oh, for the dam.
For the damn.
Remember what? Damn it, yes.
Peter.
Not so much a damn dam, it's a damn safety dam.
Well, there
Damn
is that.
safety dam.
I have to say nothing. I'm done.
No. Wait a minute, is this? No, it's Brintnal.
No extension request would have been.
Route 56, the tip job.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, I did find in this part of myself. How you doing? And I see that we have a James Hall and a John Morgan on Zoom also. Welcome.
Hey, good evening. This is John Morgan. How are you?
Just fine, thanks. How are you? As you can tell, we're trying to have fun tonight.
Hey,
Sorry.
that's great.
I take full
This
responsibility.
is Jay Hall as well.
Good evening. So, obviously there's a request for order of conditions for this. So the first thing I'll say is, well, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to just sort of open it. Questions? Are you going to walk away?
I can't say
I know
anything.
you, Mr. Butter.
I'll go stand in the other room so I can't make facial expressions.
Yeah, we have four.
Yes, we have four, and even then, it's the number,
It's
it's
the
the members who are
people
present
sitting,
and voting.
yeah.
So, But that's okay, we're fine. So, how do we wanna go out with this? Just, obviously you're looking for an extension, we knew that. And then you're going to file a new NOI for the other work that's away from the dam?
Yeah, that's our plan. So
Okay.
yeah, we had the original NOI that was filed in 2018. We're looking to get that extended. There's only been, very minor changes to the work we're proposing there as we go through the construction documents. But the funding for the project has changed. Originally, the dam was going to be constructed with a separate grant, and now it's going to be part of the construction of the roadway project. So they'll be constructed relatively at the same time. What we'd like to do is extend the permit for the order of conditions for the dam, so we don't have to re-permit it, and then file a separate NOI for the roadway work. It's about a mile worth of roadway reconstruction, but there's no real direct wetland impacts. It's really just work in buffer zone, I believe.
So there are some there are some changes to the plan, reducing the spillway, is that correct, from 10 to 9.5 feet or something on that order?
Yeah, 9.75 feet, so it's 3 inches less less wide.
There's a reason
So
for that.
the reason for that is it's kind of it's to avoid the Mass DOT classification as a bridge. 10 feet and greater is a bridge. So
And for the record, Rutland hates bridges.
But we want the dam fixed.
We absolutely want the dam.
we definitely want to do that.
At least most
to,
of us do.
So the existing one is in poor condition and does not meet the dam safety standards. So we're still looking to get that fixed. The other changes are more structural to the culvert. It's going to be a precast instead of cast in place structure, but it's really just the structural details that are changing. And I think at the outlet, instead of a concrete pad, we were proposing to have some stone instead. So that was really the extent of the changes that would be noticeable.
So I just want to run this past the commission as a whole. Do we feel that these changes are or are not large enough to require an amendment to the NOI?
Sounds de minimis enough that it would.
I'm looking for opinions, and I don't want to lead the commission with my own thoughts on the matter. So
I don't see a need for an amendment personally.
okay, so I think we're all in agreement here that we don't need an amendment. I just wanted to run that past to make sure that nobody's surprised later, and nobody comes at anything to say, oh, there was a change. So all right, we're all fine with that. Great. So the next answer.
They're actually working that culvert in the right direction.
Right.
It should be a lot smaller than what it is, because they're not doing the work downstream to handle that kind of flow.
Right.
So we have a risk that Devereaux, at various points during high flow events, would be basically cut off from town services. And that has been a concern. It occurs now, and the restriction there is that small culvert, the stone culvert that's in place now is the only thing restricting the flow. They're replacing that with something much larger, which removes that restriction. Now, granted, there's a V-notch in the dam and everything else, but the V-notch is really to keep the dam from overtopping the roadway, which in the last 25, 27 years, I haven't seen that, but we have seen flooding down below. going, it crosses two roads. It crosses Molten Mill Road and it crosses Miles Road when it floods. Right? We haven't had an overtop problem. Now, again, this was something that I discussed with dam safety way back when I questioned the size of the culvert. And they brushed it right off. But because there's nothing being done downstream, my concern still is that we will have opportunities for worse events than what we've experienced in the past, based on the removal of the smaller culvert being the restrictor at this point.
Now, that's all true, but this is,
I'm just verbalizing the concern. That's all I'm doing at this
Yeah.
point.
and that's fine, but I don't think this is the appropriate forum to relitigate.
No, I was just
The
commenting
NOI.
on that they were working that culvert in the right direction.
Right, okay.
3 inches isn't enough, but
No, but it's still it's nominally better than the original plan. Okay,
The roadway work doesn't address any of the downstream problems.
yeah, it doesn't. And that's
And
you're the guy that's gonna get stuck with it too.
well, the problem is you don't do the dam according to current specification, you don't do the road. It's
Right.
one or the other.
mhm.
Yeah.
And the folks who at Mass Highway have said the road is not safe and has to be, so we have to deal with the dam, we have to deal with the spillway. But I can't use, or I don't think anybody could use the tip money to address the stuff downstream. As it is, the town isn't.
I wasn't looking to address anything downstream.
Well,
I was looking to restrict,
but you
the
can't,
flow.
but you can't because.
but you
it won't-
can't. Right,
it
it's a
won't
catch
meet-
22.
Yeah, it won't meet current specification.
But you're the guy that's gonna deal with the mess downstream.
Fair enough.
I'm just making sure because this came up before your time,
Yeah,
and I want you to be aware of what's going on.
there's a couple problems on Miles Road already. And there's problems on the other one already as well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't want to get this discussion too far afield of the dam,
No, but
but what will it, fundamentally, what does it really take to improve what happens downstream on significant floods?
It'd be quite a bit. That's not an easy task for
No, but the original structure is pre-1900, it's all fieldstone. It's no longer structurally sound. You can't leave it.
No, I think that we all agree that that dam,
yeah,
this project,
it's beyond
yeah,
necessary.
yeah. So, okay. So let me cut my own conversation.
So at this point, let's just advance it to the point where we extend the order of conditions.
Right, so I'd like a motion to extend, please.
I'll make a motion to extend the order of conditions for 3 years.
Second.
Perfect.
Delacour, aye?
Gentilucci, aye.
Danza, aye.
Crane out.
Did we ever find the original? Do you have it in your office? Okay. Can...
And we never found ours either?
No, I've searched everywhere, I've reached out to DEP.
And it was never,
I've
and
checked the registry of deeds.
I was gonna say, it was never put on the registry.
No,
That
it was
concerns
not-
me.
It was not
What's-
recorded.
What wasn't put on the registry?
The order of
The
conditions.
orders.
So we can't find the original. So I think all we would need is if AJ can
Darn
just send...
Hold on, I would like to rescind all of this vote we just took. And I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay. Tell us now.
Because I want to do it, I want to issue our current orders of conditions. So we don't have what the specials were.
Yeah,
No, you-
so we...
You can't. There has to be,
So are we allowed to amend our orders based upon conditions in the field?
Yes.
So if we are allowed, so in fact, it doesn't have to be done right now, but,
I think the only real conditions we had, I think you looked through the minutes, there wasn't anything there, right?
No, there was nothing noted in the minutes. I did go back
Okay.
to that, and there was no special conditions
Yeah.
stated.
So I think the only thing we really talked about was just proper dewatering setups if you need to. Are you gonna dewater or are you gonna bag each side and stop completely? Do you know what I mean?
John, it's Joe, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
So the plans call for a siphon, correct?
That's correct, yep.
So it'll siphon around the dam
Well,
work and the
correct.
culvert
Well-
work? So that the wetland remains active as is all the time, right?
Correct.
Okay. Alright. Thank you.
That showed up on the original plan.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember what our final decision was, so that makes sense. So I think all we would need is the updated wetland numbers to put in the NOI, and then Tamika can issue a new copy for it to be recorded.
But
So,
how
Yeah.
do we issue a new copy when we don't have the
original?
original? That's,
I think we didn't have any standard conditions listed in the minutes, so it would just be what our normal would be,
but it's what it was
previous.
when we
Before.
did it before. That's why I wanted to update to our current orders.
Do you have, yeah. I see what you're saying.
I don't know that you can do that.
Yeah,
Do you have
I was
the
gonna say the
old
same thing.
ones, what it used to look like? Can you go to one maybe that was before or right after?
Yeah, I can try to find the old ones that we used to use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that would.
there was like 20,
Oh, yeah,
22.
if we can do that, that's,
there was like 22 conditions.
Yeah, you're right, it was before we changed it.
So you
Right,
want
I think
me
we
to-
have a Word document copy, if that's helpful, from the time of the,
Do you have it with
Orders.
the Rutland special conditions too?
Well,
Or
weren't
is it
they?
just the DEP form?
I believe so.
Jay, do you remember what we have exactly?
I believe, and I'm actually looking right now, I believe we have the special conditions. I'm looking right now.
Okay.
And Tamika, I believe I received these from you, so they're probably the same ones that you have.
Oh, okay.
So I think just getting those wetland impact numbers inputted, make sure they're correct, and that would be it. And then that, updating the plan to reflect this most recent plan set?
Okay, so you want me to essentially redo the order of conditions form with the updated numbers on it, and then also do an extension form?
Yes.
Okay, so I will just need them to just verify with me what those updated numbers are, because I only have the old ones that from the DEP's website. Okay.
I have 24 special conditions along with the regular order.
that sounds right.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
So I can send those to you tomorrow or tonight.
That would be great, thank you.
That way. Done.
Yeah, that makes it right.
Okay.
Just open my working note. Sorry.
Oh, so sad. So, any other questions about, do you know, have roughly an idea for your timeline for submitting the other NOI?
Yes, we'll be looking to make that submission probably in November.
Okay,
We're addressing some comments that Mass DOT had on our draft, and then they'll need to approve it before we actually file it.
yeah, that's all fine. I'm
The
not
town had
trying
some comments too, we're not, still not done yet.
right, and that's okay. I'm not trying to rush or force you to do anything. I'm just trying to get for myself where we're gonna be.
Thinking it.
John, could you do me one small favor?
Sure, Joe.
Could you just list for the benefit of the board all the permits that are associated with the dam work so everybody knows?
How much time?
I don't think I wanna be here for another hour.
Yeah, you got a few minutes?
No, why don't you
So
just
we-
email that to us?
Go ahead,
We have
John.
we have a 401 water quality cert from DEP, a 404 pre-construction notification from Army Corps, a ENF certificate from MEPA, a Watershed Protection Act RDA from DCR, and we have a pending dam safety permit from DCR that has not been issued. It's until we finalize the design and get the address a couple of comments they had. We won't have that permit until that's completed. Jay, did I miss any?
You did not. With the filing that's going to happen in November, I talked to the Corps of Engineers, and we'll just send a letter modification with updated site plans to them, so they can modify that. Talked to Gary Domain with the 401 water quality certification, and he does not believe that they're going to require anything, but we can send him plans, and if he wants us to, we can just provide him with a letter to update any resources he has. There is a Chapter 91 waterways permit that is going to be required, and I'm presuming that's because the Mass DOT is going to be funding the dam, and so it's kind of after the fact, but that is going to be added to the list of permits as well. And for the ENF, we are going to be filing a notice of project change, just so they have the information, which actually is the road, because the road does trigger some NEPA ENF thresholds. And then I think we would also have to send in the road information for the DCR, the request for termination of the Watershed Protection Act. So that ought to do it.
Oh, I'll say.
Thanks, guys, sorry about that, it just had to get on the record.
No problem.
All right. Anyone have any questions or comments? I think we're good to go.
So you are rescinding your rescind?
Yeah, I'm not. We have a path. That's all I care.
So you're all set, they're all set?
We're all set.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for your direction. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks all.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
We have someone else in the room. Yeah. Oh, yes, Joe. Go over
Okay,
there.
so, while I'm here, before I forget about Miles Road, we do have a blocked or failed culvert underneath the walking trail that will not let water through. That's been linked to some significant flooding there.
Was that the one?
So when you come down, Miles, from Pommogussett, it's the first one you come across.
Okay, yeah,
It's
the
an
one
original railroad.
right where Miles Road got discontinued, the old
Right.
Miles Road.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
So somebody has to get in there with an excavator. We went after DCR, because originally we thought they owned the property, and they said no. And then we went and talked to Mass Fish and Wildlife, and they don't have any budget. So we have to come up with a way to deal with that. So it's gonna flood regardless. The other problems we're concerned with over there is the huge beaver populations, which have really made a mess of that road.
Yep.
So we have to come up with a way to try and thin out some of the beaver population and fix.
Well, that's
the
easy
problem.
enough. We can go to Board of Health for that.
But somebody has to pay for it. Yeah, and that's something that we have to bring to another board that's usually in this room. So, but it hasn't gone unnoticed, that's all. Hopefully we can get some of it
There was-
resolved.
Yeah, right around that same area, there's a couple of issues that we might want to sit at some point. and just
The other
talk
thing,
about.
we're also concerned about Fish and Wildlife maintaining the dam. The spillway seems to be holding an awful lot of debris as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think that should be our staff out there trying to clear the dam. But they seem to be content to leave it as it is, so anyways.
Yeah, there's, over the years, we have tried with your predecessors to kind of clean up some of that stuff. That's been kind of a bucket list or a little punch list that's existed for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure. The first one will be the culvert. We probably have to get in there with an excavator and close the trail on.
Yeah, we had actually a good-sized excavator in there.
It's failed. It's
Few years back.
Yeah, no, it's since failed in another spot. Realistically, we could try and just fix it, but my God.
Just leave it.
Yeah,
Put
it's,
a pipe in it.
Yeah. But
You don't want to keep digging it up.
It's
Oh yeah.
it's not a cheap fix.
No.
well, eventually you're gonna end up with road failure. I mean,
Yes. And
Yeah.
from just the environmental standpoint, that's the most active sewer force main we have.
Mm.
So we have to deal with it.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Night, Joe.
One more unrelated request, I'm sorry. I emailed the office, I just need updated water and sewer numbers for the open space and rec plan. Like the number of homes on, water and sewer in town. Could you
Oh, yeah,
just email the numbers to Tamika for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sure.
Just quick. I I'm trying to.
Go ahead, deal with our subcommittee, big deal.
People pay the bill, so we have that number.
Thank you.
You're supposed to
Thank
pay,
you,
you're
Joe.
supposed to pay that?
Till they shut it off on you, right?
Do you have anything on the agenda
No,
no, you're just
he wants to
sitting
join,
in, trying to learn more.
trying to learn more.
he wants to join
I was
eventually.
gonna say, we have an open seat now.
Yes, that's
I
why he's
heard.
here.
Welcome.
Yes.
That was very,
And it was much easier to sit here and listen to you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
than
yeah.
it was to try to listen to this while the kids were trying to do homework.
You heard a lot, didn't you?
We have another victim.
And it sounded like you were having fun, so
Yeah,
it
we're
felt
doing
like I was
great.
missing out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how quickly we can rip through the rest of this agenda. So building permit reviews, the reason it's on here actually starts because of lot 3 on Wachusett Street, I think it is,
Yeah,
lot
I
5.
haven't even looked yet.
So a building permit request came in for it, and I looked it up and said, oh, that's where this is. I remember this site walk, only I'm not sure how long ago it was, because I'm pretty sure it predates me as chair, because it was Joe and me and Eric who did the site walk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and so I asked him how old the orders are, and Tamika says that they're not even filed on the property, which means that, so there are two issues that I want to talk about. One is, my memory's not very good, and I keep asking Tamika to look things up for me, and the information on the DEP website by itself is not entirely sufficient for what I need. So I remember that there is a database or two that we've used. What I'd like to do is to make that available so that,
You're telling me to finish it, is what you're telling me to do.
get your ass to it, please.
Yeah.
And then let's store it someplace where I can look at it when
Yeah.
I'm doing these building permit reviews.
Okay.
When
When we did that sidewalk, just for reference, Melissa,
Yeah.
Peter and I had full heads of hair at the time.
Wow.
That's when
So
I
we're talking
learned about
about
the murder houses.
there was only 2 murder houses then.
What should I expect?
Maybe we can't find the orders because it was on like a scroll.
That's
There
right.
yeah.
Quill
Hand
pen,
chisel.
right.
No, hand
chiseled
chisel.
into stone.
Right. So do you still
Those
need
right
a
next to the
date?
10 Commandments.
So
Still
for now,
need
we're
to-
okay. We
No,
Okay,
he's still married at this point.
So in fact, that property will be coming before us to request an extension. I believe it expired in August of this year. So a side question that we need to decide as a body for policy is, how far beyond, do we grant a grace period for extension, and if so, generally how long?
So you,
If they did it within in the past, okay, just to give you some
yeah.
history, we'd give them a month. If it was in the same month, and our excuse was that the way the meetings coincided with
Yeah, that's,
their expiration. So if as long as they were in that month, we had no problem at all.
Peter, can I ask, so I thought you said that the originals were issued in 2015, right?
They're,
2015 is
no, I said as early as, because I wasn't sure. The septic plan that was filed had a 2015 date on it, which means we would have done a review after that had been created, but I didn't know,
Well, if
and
it's expiring now, it would make sense. 3 years from 2015 would have been
No,
2018.
this is the
but
second
now-
time it's been renewed.
right, because I did not remember a previous renewal, so,
Well, that's why I was asking, because
Yeah.
did we ever extend it the first time?
Yes, this would be the second. Oh, we just did the
'Cause I don't
second.
have- But that would have been around
See-
2018, and I don't have an
Yeah,
extension.
maybe they
for that
never extended
property.
it. Maybe it passed back.
No,
then.
we did.
An extension?
Yes, because Ralph came in.
Oh, is this for Ralph?
Yeah, this is those
Oh,
lots there.
oh,
before he sold it.
Yeah,
okay.
these are the lots that Ralph, and we've already done. We did the original
Yep,
NOIs,
yep.
then we did an extension, and he just came in for another extension.
That was on a different
That was,
lot.
remember the night,
It's different
Right,
lawn.
couple
that's
weeks
a
ago?
different lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different lot, though.
they're all together. He wasn't renewing that one because he no longer owned it. There's 3 lots there.
Okay.
2 of them he came in to renew.
Yes, because the
to ask for the
one-
extension.
Yes.
This
All
is
right, the
why I
third
was-
one was already sold, it's not his problem.
Yes.
And is that the one we're talking about
That's the
now?
one we're talking about,
Okay,
because it's the only one that's sold at this point.
okay. Is that the one that Jim Susi is gonna be building on?
Yes.
Down the end of the-
That
okay.
the well might be on the wrong property and, oh yeah.
Yes, all that was a wetlands,
Mm-hmm. Now I remember.
Is it lot one?
yeah.
No, this is lot 3 that the building permit's been issued, or is being requested.
Yeah,
He said it's 160 watches.
so that would have been just expired, the second one would have just expired.
Yeah.
Not the second, the
But I
The
thought
first
the
extension would
record
have just
was of the order
expired.
ever being recorded.
But you found it in general?
No, I can't.
No,
because
it's like just the
I don't.
order of conditions in general.
No,
I don't see a lot 3.
no. And there's nothing on the registry, and obviously the mess of files upstairs, and this predated me, so I don't have anything.
So this is our exchange through Viewpoint, where I asked, hey, how old are they? And he said, and I don't have the paperwork behind it, that they expired August, whatever, early 2021.
So
Yep.
we had to have done it in 2018.
We,
August 8th would have been the original approval, regardless.
Yeah, I don't have a record.
So I only see lot 2 and 3 Wachusett Street, Richard Maycomber in 2002. 24 Wachusett, 216, which is, and lot 1 in 2017 by James Callick.
see, was that filing before? No, I would swear it was after he divided the land.
yeah, it was after, 2002, we didn't do.
There's only 67 Wachusett. That's the only, I just searched Wachusett, and there's only 67 after, and that's for solar. So I don't see anything around from 2002 till now that has lot 3.
I also, so when I went through the registry, sometimes I search by what they use as I think it's like Town of Rutland Conservation or whatever, and I just went through everything to see, because I thought maybe it wasn't listed as Wachusett Street, maybe it was listed as something else, and there's nothing.
No, the original stuff was all prior to that database.
No, it's
I'm talking
before
about
this
the
database,
registry
but it's
of
not
deeds.
before it should have been recorded with the Registry of Deeds.
I have a booking page for lot 1 Wachusett, which was in 2017. I can look with that.
Well,
And that's
actually-
James Callick.
You might wanna read that a little closer. I wonder if, when they recorded them all at once or something? And they're all showing up on the
There's a
same,
parcel ID, hold on, it's,
I don't even have it in here, so it doesn't. Oh, wait, but I can pull this up. Okay.
well, this, I know that in fact, I found it, so I know it's here.
well, the parcel ID is the current lot or the original lot?
The parcel ID should be lot number 3 specifically, so let me just go to Wachusett Street and go hunting. Way on the wrong part. Come on, paint away. Let me just make you even busier.
What number was?
Oh,
The
yeah, I'm
house.
gonna call that out.
160.
There you go.
Oh no, this is 146. So
160 is for a house that has not yet been built.
But that's for the building permit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this
So
one
they
says it's
assigned
for
an address
146.
Before it was built?
What's that?
Is that typical for them to assign a house number before it's built?
Yeah, you generally have to.
Oh.
You have to go through the town clerk and get that done. And they actually attached it. Oh, that's where I saw it. I know I saw it. I just have to go through all the attachments again to find. And I think it's this one right here. 67A 3.03
That makes
is our
sense.
parcel ID.
Yeah.
And that will have 160 Wachusett Street when it's done.
67A3 is the original,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
and then when they subdivide it, they add the 03, that being lot 3.
Well, I was just noticing at the bottom where it referenced 124 East County Road.
Well, it is. It's East
So
County.
this, see,
That's
see,
the
this
murder
is
house.
the right, the entire property used to be everything from included all of these lots.
It went all the way down to here.
So this is the lot in question. So if I now,
So I have lot 1 East County, lot 2 East County, and lot 1 Wachusett.
Yeah.
so what I want to find is what,
There may not even be, I don't think there was an NOI on that one. That might have
No,
been
that
just
was
a,
James Callett.
Oh, okay.
an RDA.
well,
It's doubly confusing.
So that's why you're not finding it.
hold on, let's let, I know we got DEP, okay, you got wetlands. There, that's true. There may not be an NOI on this at
Oh,
all.
that one is. That one might be
That
just an
one's outside
RDA.
of it.
Oh, then I should release this building permit straight away, shouldn't I?
That's outside of it. The other
But
two,
he says he has an NOI. He has orders.
he might be confused.
He might
I
be
think
talking-
Because
he's
it was the big
confused as I
piece.
am.
Because it was the big piece.
Right, because again, I remember doing the walk, but
Right.
okay, all right. Now I know what to do with this. It'll be easy. I'll clear that out.
Yeah, because that's that oddball one that you look at and go, wait a second, the furniture's here, but the road is, it's, but that one
It
should
was
be.
the one that, where they used to read the racetrack way
It's-
back when.
It's still wet. It had a little stream going right here.
Oh, look
You
at
can
that.
see that's it's wet. Yeah, it goes right here.
You're finding a stream on that? I don't remember a stream.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a defined channel, but
There's a hydraulic connection.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it right there.
Yeah. It's in,
Yeah,
it's
you
in the
can
wetlands.
Sort of
area.
see it
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one, but
Where is it?
Let me take off that. Let me select another property so that I can.
Yeah.
maybe go to the 23rd overlay.
Who would the orders have been issued
Yeah,
to?
exactly.
Ralph or
It does creep
Jim
into the
Howard?
property a little bit.
I only find James.
Would have been Ralph.
It would have been only some.
Yeah, it would have been the property
Well,
owner.
I
Is
saw
it down
Alex
here,
name somewhere.
Jerry?
It goes straight up.
What's that?
I
It's
think
right
it's this
here.
right here.
Yeah,
It's,
you're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
right about there, yep.
Yeah, it is.
So yes, it is wet.
It looks like
It
it.
appears wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything there, to be honest with you.
You can kind of see it hooks back around.
Yeah. Right, yeah, because it comes up and it shoots over this way
Yep. It goes around
and
the
coming
three.
around, then kind of comes back again.
Yeah.
It's a racetrack.
Have we asked him if he has the actual document or is somebody just telling him that it's?
I'll ask him. I'm not gonna.
That's part of the racetrack.
Yeah.
Is I think what we're looking at. They used to race cars there. And I think what you see in that depression,
Might be
Oh,
right
really?
cars.
that might have been from the cars. And that goes back
You want to walk
many,
it
many
quick?
years. I
Want
think
to
they
see if
were
we get permission
racing
to walk it
Model
quick?
A's on there.
Huh? Why don't we see if we can get permission to walk it quick?
Who do I get permission from?
I can put him in the list.
Just, if, you know what, because if we're seeing a depression that was something else, if we can walk
It's
it
easy
quick,
enough to take a look.
and if not, go, nope, we got a problem now, and still can dig for it, but the easy walk of, oh, this was a road.
There's nothing, if there's nothing there, it's end of issue. All right, so it's worth the walk.
Yeah, I mean, is it possible that at the time it was wet and they issued an order of conditions, but now it's no longer?
But if it was,
No.
that's what he used to raise
What's-
cars, if that's depression,
No,
it
what
shows
you're
up as
looking
a,
at,
But why would they have ever issued?
no,
an
what
order?
you're looking at is a prior use of that property that left it looking like it might, if you take pictures
from a satellite.
from a satellite or from an airplane.
But he's saying he has an order,
Right.
but he's probably confused because it's the other two.
Because it was the other one.
Because I remember if I remember right, we did that and went, wait a second, there's orders on two, but there's nothing on that one.
Yeah.
Because I vaguely remember this one, because I remember when Ralph bought it and all this went, why is Ralph buying this?
So is this one right next to the murder house?
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to
one of the murder.
going towards Overlook.
It's that whole high crime
Yeah,
district
it's,
over there.
it's already cleared in the front. There's a wellhead in. It's
Okay.
that one.
It's that one.
Well, the other ones are still swamp.
If we just go over and look,
Murder house.
okay, we can determine, all right, to everyone's satisfaction, whether it's,
Right. And if he has,
Something
if they have
of
something
concern.
in writing, well, fine, grab it. But that's an easy in and out.
You guys wanna add that to Saturday?
Add that to
That's
Saturday.
what I like to do, that's, I'm gonna putting it right here.
Spoken so well to me, thank you. Crane eye.
What's my
Hey,
name?
that's not your name.
Oh, we swap name tags.
And you know, if we were smart, we could have asked Julian, because Julian did all of that.
That's true. That's true.
While he was here, we could have grabbed him.
It's
you
still
know?
nice to walk.
I'm just standing, I'm not running.
Inspiration.
Oh, I wouldn't blame you if you ran like hell at this point.
Watch out for the trees.
I'm falling out of the seat anyways, so might as well stand up.
You just want one of them fancy stand-up desks.
What's the 5th? There. So I said the commission is not certain that a wetland filing is or is not required for this property. 1, will you please scan the orders of condition and send them to conservation?
Mm-hmm.
And 2, commission would like to perform a quick site walk to make a determination. Do you mind if the commission walks the property on September 25?
Perfect.
Oh, I will say,
Thank you, God.
you
September what?
are not,
25th is Saturday.
I thought he said 25.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's the Saturday.
That's-
okay, I was just making sure.
25th.
Yeah, put it on the
I have a
calendar.
hearing impediment.
It's getting spicy.
Yeah.
there. Comment, he'll read it soon and he'll respond. So for now, let's assume that we're just gonna do that walk as part 2 on Saturday.
I'll post it.
Yeah, so please fill in our calendars of what we're doing.
I will. I'll send a friendly reminder.
Send meeting requests to everybody. All right, so now that we've done this a couple of times, I'm gonna unwind to the, to what were we discussing that was more generic earlier, which is what's our grace period and can I get
Oh,
a database?
yeah, I'll finish it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
And that, okay. And that's all for number 1. Number 2, 76 Woodside.
Yeah, that went down to the wetlands.
It's to the original erosion controls, but they
Oh.
definitely it's right to the original silt fence.
Yeah.
It's grass.
Which was almost certainly at the edge of the wetlands,
No. Yes.
because
And
this is Clee's property, and look, I don't object to Clee putting his, because that's where he said he was going to, and
yep, he gave them 25 feet of backyard, and they made it 50.
they made it 50. Okay.
I
It-
did invite him to attend, and
Yeah.
he said
It's. I mean, it's
he
neat.
did.
Nothing siltated. Its grass is already growing.
Siltated. I like it.
You want me to say silted?
No.
What do you want me to say?
No, siltated's
I'm gonna say
good.
silted.
Scott.
I like
Siltated.
the sound of it.
Oh, I'm making words even. Someday I'll make friends.
Please, we know you.
And that, but again, at this point, already been done. I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
Right. What are we going to do other than
You're not gonna. I mean, you're not gonna take it back up. He has no other land to do. I think it's kind of one of those. You just gotta give him notice and go, stop. Don't cut any trees.
Don't go any further.
Don't
Yeah.
go any further. And we were discussing afterwards, we were bouncing going, this is kind of one of those, because nobody knows, you almost have to have, we got to figure a way to get deed restrictions on all these new house lots. That tells them, here's your wetland, don't go.
Well, this is what we've been doing for that. We've been putting markers up, either
But
large boulders or
But it has to be, I think it should be,
The
or
problem
signs
is
to say wetlands don't.
At the
have
time
it.
of closing, a lot, you know, in deference to the homeowner,
Yeah.
you know, at the time of closing, I mean, they're signing paper after paper after paper. Lawyers are just throwing stuff at them, right? If it's in the deed, okay, there's a somewhat better chance that it might get read.
it's
Because who, you know, these people are not reading their deeds.
if it's conservation restriction of, hey, you have a wetland in your property of however it reads,
Right, now you've got something, you know, where they have violated the deed.
I don't know how easy or hard that is. I think it's got to be pretty easy to put in. that it becomes a requirement.
Well, let me tell you what's likely to go into the next edition of the Right to Farm bylaw, is that every single purchase and sale in town will mention that this is a right to farm town, and it is that noise and dust and odors are a natural consequence of farming activities, so you have to accept them. We're taking that idea straight from Amherst.
Okay, I was gonna go, where'd you get that one from?
We got it from Amherst, because it's
So
actually,
people can stop bitching about Jordans and other type things.
that's exactly
Well,
right.
that's what's happening.
Okay.
It's,
But-
and there have been more and more of these,
Yeah.
so
But I
that's,
think that's one of those, I mean, we have so many that, even like the ones that like Julian gave us tonight, you look at them, hey, here's your, nobody's ever gonna know where that line is
Yeah.
when they buy it. If there's that actual page like that that's in there, it stands out because they're gonna go, oh, by the way, you can't, if you have something, it's gonna show.
so we are clearly not gonna discuss the
No.
bylaw and regulations tonight, but that is something that we need to put into our bylaw is requirements for what goes into purchase and sale,
It has,
or
but it has to be on the deed so it goes from owner to owner to owner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because otherwise it goes to the first owner
Well,
when
fair
they
enough.
close and
it disappears.
it disappears and nobody knows. So, but that's one of those, you go, I understand what he did, and you look at it and go, okay, he did a good job at all, and really,
Yeah.
fine, but you're going, he'd never know.
So, I'm sorry, you're gonna say.
No, I was just thinking, I think you can put a condition to have, for every project, record something at the registry as like just a one pager, you know, not an official like conservation restriction, but there are wetlands on your property, please reference X page.
As an
I've done
amendment
that before, or for new
or
homes,
attachment.
But will it transfer with every deed?
it'll come up in the title search.
I don't trust title companies.
They're nasty now.
They shortcut
Well,
stuff.
that's-
But they shortcut a lot.
They have, but the lawyers haven't. Well, but the lawyers.
Oh, the lawyers
For
do
new
too,
homes.
believe me, because we were
Just
dealing
even
with
new
the,
homes, it might
we were
be.
dealing with the banks.
New homes, I have had builders, we've put conditions to have builders have the new homeowners sign an acknowledgement form that they've read their order of conditions and understand
Okay.
their line. That's easy to do in new buildings,
But
not so much
why
transferring
can't that
from
transfer
the-
with, that transfers
Well,
behind
that's
the
the problem,
deed?
getting it to transfer in
Yeah.
perpetuity
It has
becomes
to go with the
the
deed.
issue.
It'd be no different than a right of way to transfer it with a deed.
Mhm.
So anyways, we'll discuss that later, next.
Yep, I agree that we.
But
need to
I don't think there's anything you can do, just notify them.
On that
So,
right to
so the
farm.
question is, do we have a pretty standard nasty gram? What you've done should have been, gone before the commission and been approved.
Yeah.
Please do not do,
Yeah. No more work, tree cutting or anything in the area without
Just
first coming.
stabilize
Was this,
immediately.
was this the same property
Yes,
that he
yes,
did come
yes,
to us?
Yeah, for the
for those
tree cutting.
trees?
Yes,
And
yep,
we said, not a problem, just leave the stumps and.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he did know,
he was aware, yes.
should have known.
this is that property.
Yes.
Oh.
Was the silt fence still in place?
The original silt fence from Blair is still
Was
there.
still there, okay, well, I guess that's good.
Because I'm sure that works good at 8 years, 10 years old.
Yeah.
But nothing was on the other side of it, so
It served its purpose.
it served its purpose. Grass
There was
is
nothing on this side other than the trash that hopefully he cleared
Wow.
out.
Yeah,
His
gra-
old dead Christmas tree.
Yeah,
I remember
grass is
specifically.
growing. All the trees that he filled around will all die. And he'll have to cut them, and they'll be within the 25 feet. What
You
would
filled
it
it
be?
that much? You think
There's
trees
4
will die?
feet.
Yeah, there weren't
Yeah.
any,
4 feet?
there weren't any big trees.
There's trees with the mulch on them. He's got trees like this that they just filled up to.
Isn't there a level spreader behind that property?
Oh, it drops right off.
No, it drops down.
Drops right off to her.
So now it drops off 4 feet higher?
It comes out and it just, he came out and then
It tails down to the silt fence.
he's out quite a ways. He's all the way to the silt fence.
He's not in the
4 feet.
wetland, he's in the buffer.
Yeah, he's in the bucket.
It's up. He came up with, I mean, because I can compare it to the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yes, the infiltrator's there, you can see the end of it. But if you compare it to the neighbors drops off 3 or 4 feet. Where, please
Yeah, you
stop.
can-
So if I remember this property properly, then the road, the big driveway's behind him, that's pretty steep. And there was a level section, and then it
Isn't it-
dropped down a couple feet, and that was taken all the way to the edge. So you're saying he filled in all of that?
It goes all the way.
Wait, isn't this 76, right?
76 on the
Yes.
other side of the road, there's no
First,
gravel.
this is the
Yeah.
first one on the left.
After the crossing. After the bridge. So you got the first one on the left, they put the pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
Then you have the drainage bit, then you have the natural drainage, and then it's the next house.
Well, that's what I was concerned about the change in the drainage. If
No, it
raising it doesn't.
No,
Okay.
No.
no, he doesn't get into that. He didn't touch that side of the house. It's straight out back.
Interesting.
No, this is not the property I was thinking.
No, I don't
No,
think it
I know
is.
which one you're talking about. It's not that one.
Okay.
It's not this one. No.
It's not this one? This is
That
76.
is. That is.
That is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that one. Oh, that's not really old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because this one's got the pool now.
Right.
Yeah, it's got the pool in the back.
The first one
Yeah,
after the
before
pool.
the
Yeah,
It's this
crossing.
it's that one.
Yeah, this still has erosion controls up here.
Yeah, but-
At least I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his backyard is like a U, right?
But this one here, this
This
lot dropped off.
76.
Oh,
I
sorry.
Yeah.
remember it was like.
It looks like the line would have went right along with it, you know?
It's just major.
And this is filled back to here now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done and stabilized.
Okay, so we'll send the nasty gram. I
Yep.
don't think there's anything else we're gonna do.
No, it's no different than the guy that was in. It did
Yeah.
whatever. You go, okay. I just drew it like the DCR went around and didn't tell anybody, but
So that was surprising.
I've known those. I mean, I don't think the guy's gonna lie. The guy seems.
No, I'm not
I mean,
saying
No,
that.
again,
No, no.
he seems
You-
great. And
Yeah.
You find that surprising?
yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do.
maybe not.
All right, moving on, it's 7:45.
Oh my god.
Let's try and power through. So, this is a project that is likely to come before us soon with an RDA. There's they have proposed building a cell tower here. This is the driveway between the schools. And this is where they're coming in to get power, as I understand it. The location of all of this is outside the 100. For all of these, perhaps only barely, but it's outside the 100. And they're gonna have an access road that they engineered very closely from Phillips to keep outside the 100. So they're coming to us for an RDA. Or so I have been told.
Oh, I didn't realize where that was. Huh.
So I had originally proposed to Chris Lucas Friday, October 8th, and he was concerned it might not work because that's a holiday weekend. So he emailed today and asked if you guys would consider doing Friday, October 15th at 2 p.m. to do a site walk.
I'm fine with that.
I had done Friday because Melissa and Jared both said that was most likely the best day for them during the week. I did ask if they had weekend availability and they said no.
Which date again, I'm sorry?
October 15th at 2 p.m. It's a
Let me
Friday.
just put this in my calendar. Yes, I know you sent it, and this.
Is it? Because there's a ton of water in that.
Well, yeah, you can see how much is
I hear-
mapped.
I hear-
And I imagine that this mapping is done by a scientist and not just by the DEP stuff.
Oh, yeah, the utilities would.
Chris Lucas.
Tamika, what time was that?
2.
2?
Well, they're proposing. I said that I would ask you guys tonight for October 15th at 2 p.m.
I'll put it in my calendar.
Why the 2 p.m.? What? How does?
Because they do it during their normal work hours.
Right.
They won't
Melissa
work on
and Jared were most likely to be able to do it on a Friday afternoon with their work schedules.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
asked for a weekend and they said.
Oh, I was just wondering if somebody else was doing a sidewalk too,
Oh,
like
no.
planning board or somebody at the same time.
Nope.
Okay,
The sticks are much better at 2.
yeah.
The sticks.
Well, sun beats on it, it dries things out.
The sun hits you right in the eyes.
So this document is up on our Google Drive that has lots more information if you're interested in reading about it. But there you go. I believe they've already done both balloon tests.
Yeah, the balloon tests are done. They just
And
got
they've been through
permission last
ZBA.
night. No. So they had a pre-application meeting with the ZBA.
Oh, there's only pre, okay.
Yes, they, Board of Selectmen last night just approved them to file their applications. So I'm just waiting on a variance app and a special permit app for the ZBA. That's
So,
the next step.
They're still a ways away from doing the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they get their final agreement to use the access roads though? Is that done yet?
Nope, there's,
No, okay.
that's still
Just
not,
yet.
no, they're still working on
I'm
that
sorry
as
if
well.
you said that.
In fact, there isn't even, well, since, remember, that is not a road. That is
Yeah.
a driveway.
Right.
What is?
This
Yes.
road that comes, this thing that everyone calls a road that starts at Main Street,
Mhm.
goes past Naquag, past the fields,
It's a
past
driveway.
Central Tree, and
Right.
connects to an actual road at the Heights,
Mhm.
that is a driveway. It is not a road.
Yeah,
So,
Because people drive on the way.
I bet you they do. They also park there during those baseball games.
well, the thing was that was all established so that school buses would have access
Right.
out to
Yeah.
Maple rather than Main
Right.
Street.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
But we still have all the cars
Mhm.
on Main Street, that's still a
oh
hassle.
good lord, yes.
They haven't solved that issue yet.
So that was really just to inform you folks about what's coming at us and to schedule the site walk. Fine.
So you guys are okay with that date and time if I tell him? Yes, please.
I put it in. Yeah. I put it in my calendar, so I'm there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think your helmet.
I wanted to have a brief discussion about the home occupancy permit and my comments to them. Which Scott did say it's outside the 100. We shouldn't. No, I'm not gonna. I did not take position on. Well, I think I copied you all on it. We didn't take a
Yeah.
position on it. It's just I asked for
Yes.
conditions
Fine.
because Scott, you're right. It's not within 100 feet, but it's not that much further. That's and
Doesn't-
and the applicant seemed willing to accept those as permit conditions in the hearing.
Doesn't matter. It's outside our purview.
it's
You're
outside of our
extending, you're
jurisdiction.
extending your own.
Oh, I know it's outside our jurisdiction. I didn't
I
say.
mean, he's sitting right there.
Hmm?
He's sitting right there.
Yeah.
We could ask him to place
But you should, yes.
something there to mark it, so that he's got some reference point that he knows he should be beyond. We can ask him to do that. But
I can't.
we can't demand it, we can't order it.
Mark, what?
No, he's talking, us putting conditions on it. Nothing about marking where it is.
Well, that would be the
We should have,
condition probably.
no, we should have,
No.
we should have no say on it because it's outside our.
Right,
Jurisdiction,
but what I'm
period.
saying is we could ask him to delineate it by some method, his choice. So he knows, so he
A stick.
knows,
I suggest a stick.
so that he knows he's not supposed to go into the wetlands. That's all.
Well,
We can ask that. We
There are
cannot-
not wetlands within 100 feet of his property.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
all we can do is ask him to do something.
Not
And he
required,
might
but
even
it's-
be a nice enough guy to do it. Otherwise, we don't have anything to stand on, I mean. So we would just have to avail ourselves of his good intentions.
Well, I know only what I've said. I know what you've said. And I have no idea what the hell the planning board's gonna do, so I don't wanna make it sound like I know.
Right.
anything.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with,
Yeah. But that's all we wanted that's all I wanted to talk about here, yes.
Well, what type of conditions would you like to put in place? I was kind of curious.
The conditions that I asked about were the 3 questions that I asked
Yep.
in the meeting, that you said you're not gonna store hazardous liquids on property, you're not gonna do vehicle maintenance on property, and you're not going to store, I forget exactly what the words were, but materials for the jobs.
Okay.
That-
Yeah, it's basically, we don't do that, so, but yeah, we're willing to,
planning board may be asking for that stuff.
Well, perhaps, it was a suggestion to the planning board, it was nothing more than a request to consider those for conditions for the permit if it's granted. That's all that I sent them.
That's fine.
87 is the one that myself and Skip looked at the swale?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to read it myself. Thank you.
Yes.
I always forget the numbering down there. Okay.
So we weren't gonna take any other action here tonight, we were just gonna talk about exactly what we talked about. Do you have any other questions for us while you're here?
nope. I heard you guys having a fun time at Zoom, so I wanted to come down and
There are nights
Another
where I'm in a
victim.
mood. Tonight is one of those nights.
That is one of those, and it's
I-
6 minutes till we're gonna be over our 2 hour.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you even make a suggestion, because by right you don't have jurisdiction to make a suggestion of anything. You're outside the 100, it's beyond anything our board could actually say. So to make a
Well, no, if it
suggestion,
was,
to say something.
No, we can't enforce it under wetlands. It doesn't mean we can't ask for a condition on a permit.
we're not issuing a permit,
Right,
No,
we're
I know
not
that.
issuing.
Oh,
a
I know
permit.
that.
so all we're doing is asking for whoever issues a permit to consider something else, that's all.
I don't know.
We have no
I know there's no teeth.
legal jurisdiction.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if planning board does put them on,
Mhm.
fine. If planning board doesn't put them on, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
stamp my feet.
we're not gonna go home and cry.
No.
No,
All we're doing is kicking the ball into planning board's
You
court
should, ball
and
should,
letting them,
the ball should never come in our court.
that's right.
So
somebody-
you shouldn't have made any
but the
suggestion.
ball came our way, so it's just being
Y-
deflected.
The ball should be, sorry, you can't play here. End of story.
That's basically what we're saying.
No, you're not, because stuff went back. They don't have to adapt by it, but stuff went back.
What do you mean stuff went back?
You gave
the
three ideas.
request.
You gave 3 ideas of something that could put in,
Well, you can do that as a private citizen.
but it didn't go that way because it came from us.
Did you say that was from Conservation Commission?
Yes,
Technically, we should have voted that, maybe.
and
I think you noted that though. You said this is my opinion,
yes,
not from the
and we
board.
have not discussed it. Another reason that this
Right.
is coming.
Oh
up
yeah, you put it all
tonight.
in.
Okay,
But
fine.
again,
That's fine.
I think a lot of this, because it's going to come up on other stuff, is you go, okay, well, if it's not our purview, period, should be, it's not our purview. We can't. If you want to ask individual people, that's fine, but you can't put your hands in a game that you're not supposed to play, even with an opinion, unless you do it on your own, because you're increasing. Yeah, there is no teeth in it, but still. My opinion.
I would have no problem saying coming from the board as a good neighbor type of thing. That's.
But anything that comes from the board,
No, we're
anything
not
that
issuing an order.
no,
or
but
a
anything
rule.
that comes from the board, even though it's a suggestion, has weight to it. Whether,
We would hope so, yeah.
but it shouldn't, because you shouldn't even been in the game.
Okay, so this board now needs to take one of 2 actions. This board either needs to concur with the letter that I sent, or agree that I should rescind the letter. And both of those are options for this commission. And since I took the action myself, I'm gonna make it even more interesting and abstain from the decision. So,
You get split.
You can't even number, but anyways.
well, no, it just means
Depends how we
it is.
fall.
You want to fight? For the Russell?
No, I don't wanna fight. I'm just,
she wants to
Hey,
be
does
done.
does anybody have a quarter we can flip? That'll be the 5th vote.
I would not make an action. Or like not,
Actually, that's true. The third is take no action, just let the letter sit as it did.
Can't.
Of course you can.
Can't. You have to choose one way or the other.
rescind or.
Rescind or not, because if not, you've made it.
Okay,
Yeah, it has to go one way or the
Well,
other.
by taking no action, you're letting it,
You're assenting.
you're assenting to it. So you have to decide no.
Well, we could still send, the board decided to take no action, and therefore the recommendation doesn't stand with the whole commission,
Yeah,
which is
okay,
basically withdrawing,
Yeah.
okay.
which I think my vote would be. That makes sense.
So what is that motion?
No motion.
No, to rescind his comment, to say
I make a motion that we have no
jurisdiction.
jurisdiction or conditions, suggestions.
Tamika, a little help? Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Lifeline.
I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to say, and I'll do my best to help you.
She wants to erase what you said then.
I'm
And
just
ba- and
stating
basically-
that the commission does not have a formal opinion
The
because
commission
of lack of
as a body
jurisdiction.
does not
Yes.
have, takes,
No action. or
There's no formal
recommendations.
input.
Has voted to make no input.
There we go.
Sure.
Okay.
Be aware that you have wetlands. Should you tread on them, you risk the wrath of the board.
And our sticks.
Yes. Thank you. Let's go.
All right, I
Okay.
will send that email.
Well, no,
You
we
didn't
didn't vote.
vote?
We didn't
Oh,
vote.
you're right, we
That's
have-
her opinion.
You're right.
It's my opinion.
So the motion was to have no input on the matter.
Yes.
As a body.
Yeah,
As a,
as a body.
That's her motion.
that's,
I'll
Yeah.
second it.
okay.
Delacour, aye.
Hold on, any other discussion?
Was it a big stick?
It was a big stick. He whipped it in my face. I was so
Oh,
mad.
about this, sorry.
Oh, big sticks. I had big sticks to hit you with.
All right, no discussion, vote.
Delacour, aye.
Langer and I.
Jess Lucci, aye.
Dan's eye.
And Crane doesn't care.
Sorry,
You
Pete.
go to
Sorry.
too many
Crane-
meetings.
Crane
That's
has
your
no
problem,
input.
Peter. You know too much and you've been to too many meetings. Your wife wants a break from you going to meetings.
She
I
wants.
think you could cut off the
Happy
last couple of
birthday.
words. I think
She wants
just might want a
flower.
break from me, so.
She wants flowers and
That's,
dinner.
that's two
Just period.
bouquets you go now.
Oh, or, actually, no, we have about 4 minutes before we run over because we started the meeting late. Great. So, Brintnal Estates tree cutting.
I could not understand this map to save my life. What are they trying to tell me? Did you look at? did
We
I
went
not
up
see
there.
that? I couldn't. I don't understand where they made a mistake. What was extra? Which plan did it show it on? I was so confused.
It's hard to cut the trees. He was given the town's map first to show, blah, blah. At the time of the cutting, he was given the erosion control plan.
Why is Tom
Fine.
not here?
Pink flagging. In one section, he made a mistake.
The question makes shows up.
So he made a mistake and he cut too many trees, right?
He went over flagging. The logger went over flagging.
Oh.
Yes.
And if you read the numbers,
It's a lot.
well, it's $9,000.
Okay.
Even though that's the numbers that came from a whatever.
And the other,
I have a tough time.
the other issue that we discovered when we went up there
Oh yeah. We were
was
on,
beautiful silt
don't let us
beds.
out together.
Beautiful silt beds on either side
Yeah.
of this area where they're working. And it funnels it perfectly right down into the wetlands.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing on the
There's
down
nothing.
side.
It's,
So it slopes off from there. The river, the stream comes this way. They have silt fence on the stream. They're cutting here. There's nothing here between the two. Nothing.
It directs everything right down to it.
Okay. Which plan showed the extra?
This is one. I mean,
Do you have them up? Because
I think this is one. It would be one of those. I would talk to Clea and go, we want to look at this because I think there's a lot more else going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is the plan, which is hard to read, and I could zoom in as you want. And this is apparently what he cut, but I don't know. I haven't tried to relate these two maps at all. Okay, so there's.
So, the only thing I could think of, I'm gonna just go up here. I would like to preface this
Want
by,
to stick as a pointer?
yes, I read maps
Yeah.
and everything. Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's not rear projection.
Is this it? These?
I,
'Cause that's the only thing they're pointing to. That's like more than.
well, here's what bothers me. This talks about a cul-de-sac.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm
This
with you, and I
doesn't-
know what the hell this all means.
See, the thing is, it's two pieces. They're cutting up on a hill and they did something else. So which side is on?
Yeah.
Did they cut up by George Jones up the hill towards Coplers, where they overcut, or did they cut the bottom? Because both are cut right now.
Right.
Because this.
We need to. We need
I
to.
would think that they would have been on the top, would they?
But there's not much wetland up the top,
Right. Because if they cut this
so we wouldn't have
extra,
anything to say.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that's a problem.
It's
Yeah,
no, wait a
but
second.
the areas of
Here-
Here's what we
cutting
can say for sure. I don't know about this whole cul-de-sac. Crossing number 1,
Yeah.
crossing number 2. Those are the wetlands crossings we conditioned.
All right.
And it looks like this probably goes down to a cul-de-sac, and I'll bet, and I know this goes down
Oh,
to
yeah,
a
there it is.
cul-de-sac. So, and I don't think there's nothing up here like that. So that cul-de-sac has to be either here or here, right?
This is the pump station, right here.
Yeah.
Okay?
What's
But this looked
the
okay.
name of the road?
Alright.
I'll see if it says.
This looked okay, right here. But this is the silt fence. And this silt fence, alright? This grade travels downward this way. And then they're working right here, and everything washes down in between the silt fences.
All right, I'm just gonna go to this other map to see if we can see.
And the silt
Whale
fence
Run.
the silt fence doesn't go all the way to the pump station.
So which, oh,
This
Quail
one?
Run is right here. So it's this one.
Okay.
So we probably went too close to the wetlands. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
But it didn't even look like it still looks like it would follow what it will
What will need to be cleared?
need to be cleared.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
agree.
obviously, so fence is
It overlaps proposed house
This,
lots.
this needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay,
So
You're not
to
invited.
address Scott's point,
that's fine.
Tom Larson emailed me again today. DCR is asking that the commission go out and take a look
Oh.
with them. So
Okay.
part of tonight, as well as to schedule, he said either next week or the week after. They're
Sounds
available.
fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot going on over there.
Thank you.
That it'd be much easier to, I think, to visualize because you get lost on this.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting there looking at it, right in front of us. Didn't even have to get out of the truck.
So if we should all take a look at, do we have time to look at this on Saturday also?
Well, DCR wants to be a part of this, I
Oh.
talked,
Oh.
along with Tom
We may
Larson.
have to put this
So I think it
a
has
week
to be
beyond.
a weekday, I think.
Probably a weekday, yeah.
All right, well, just let me know when. I got,
Uh,
second week, I got a lot of stuff going on, so.
Fridays are always good for me after work.
I'm gonna say Fridays tend to be the best day for me also.
That's like the only day I can do it, probably.
Okay, so that would make it, then let's,
Next Friday.
Yeah, not this Friday. I gotta repurpose myself.
You getting a facial, what?
October
Repurpose
1.
myself.
Okay, so I'm not, do we want to set a time ourselves and
keeping notes
propose
here?
that, or do we want DCR to set?
Let's set the time and DCR can show up.
Okay.
It's our playground. So on
Did
to
you
two.
say the first?
That's October
Yeah.
1 is next Saturday, next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm already in October. Okay.
That's
I can't do the first.
You can't do the
I'm
first.
I'm not around.
That must mean the next commission meeting's the fifth, not the fourth, right?
Fifth,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Do you want to see this, Sheriff?
I mean, if I can make it, I'll make it. I'd like to see it, but if we have enough,
Because he can't do the following one.
okay.
So if it doesn't hurt you.
It doesn't matter. to
And
me.
you can see a lot of, I mean, except for the tree cutting part, you can see a lot of this, just drive up.
Drive it up, yeah.
Go down Grizzly, grab 10 and look and go.
Once you got yourself oriented,
Yeah. Well, I went to the walk where we went up to the pump station. We walked in a little bit,
Yeah.
All right.
so I know that end of it
Yeah.
at least.
So-
If I can't make it, that's not critical. In my
Okay.
opinion.
Well, what about the 8th? It's only one more week. And it'll be after our next meeting, but that's still,
I'd like to, only thing is, I'd kind of like to take a peek at this because there's a lot of stuff missing.
Yeah.
I'd rather not give them 2 more weeks to make a mess or try to fix it.
they're already making a mess.
I mean, I don't know if anything's going in the water, but
okay, then
It
let's make it the 1st.
Okay,
Fine.
what time?
well, okay, time out. Do you want to do it 2 ways? Clee's always good with us. Do you want to set a meeting with DCR on
The first.
the 8th or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And ask Clea if we can go look at it because we got complaints
Before
about
that.
silt fence.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So if there's an issue, we can go, hey, you need to stop what you're doing, and then we can deal with DCR for the trees.
Separately.
So schedule DCR for the first, and then the
And ask Clea if we can get in there before that.
The 8th or the 1st?
the first. Is that okay?
I can't do the first.
Right.
Yeah, do the first.
That's fine.
Yeah, DCR on the first,
But
but
ask Clea if you guys.
but ask Clea if we can go
on the property.
because stuff doesn't look right.
Okay.
And have
What
Tom
time? On the 1st?
2 o'clock.
there. 2
PM?
o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Two PM on the 1st.
and see what, and you're gonna reach out to Clay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just ask him, and then we'll just figure out, you around, well, actually, if it's one of those, we'll figure out from there, just send an email, we'll see if we can,
Yeah.
even if we go in groups of 2, just to look, cause you can go,
Same kumbaya as you walk though.
I'm standing behind you, cause I hear you.
I hear my face as the
Okay.
vlogger.
Okay.
Alright, that is Brintnal Estates. Administrative warrant, 165 Cannon Road. Last I've heard, we have not heard from town council.
Right.
Okay, so we're still
That's lame.
waiting for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sassawanna Road, we've already dealt with. There is a new committee being formed, the Economic Development Commission. And, what's that?
It's a commission.
I believe it's a,
It's a commission.
yeah, it's a commission.
Yeah.
They all
It's-
have, they all,
it's
they all
new.
have purple hair.
Not joining another committee. Get
Yeah.
on, I'm already on 3.
Yeah, and I'm on 4, so I know I'm not joining.
I'm not that well liked.
So,
Perfect.
um,
I'm sorry.
How much does it
I'm
pay?
listening.
what's that? Double the Concom salary.
Really?
Yeah, you
Oh,
said
wow.
Yes.
0
Okay.
times
0
2
point
is 0.
00.
Because, it's twice as valuable to the town.
That might put me in a higher tax bracket, I'm sorry.
I'll throw you a penny if you join.
So, if there is, if anyone's interested, let's, as I said, I can't. I think Melissa's too overloaded. Jared can't.
I'm unliked.
I think that's perfect.
I believe it's obnoxious and
Truly.
disliked.
I think you're looking for a Concom representative, but not as a voting member of the commission.
Oh, see, that wasn't clear to me from
Yeah.
Ron's email.
Still no, but
Still
I
no.
think it's great. No, I think EDC is a good thing to have.
Should we nominate Skip since he's not here to?
What-
Mitch? Mitch
What-
is fine. Yeah, let's do that.
What useful purpose is it then to have someone from Concom
If you can't vote.
going there?
Mostly
Just
just
for
input.
input?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
looking for like an
I mean,
advisory.
because anything that they're gonna
Are they
do,
looking
they're
for,
gonna have,
like,
you
a
know,
member from each board to.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
looking for a
It doesn't-
position from like the planning
Makes
board.
sense.
the
because
select
that commission
board. Yeah.
decides that they wanna do something, it doesn't really back off any state laws, so I
Correct.
really don't see that as being.
Plus, it's good when you're like amending zoning for increasing economic development, so you wanna make sure it's actually feasible. You change certain zonings, that you could still build something.
The last time they changed zoning, they both had hair.
That's
Here's a-
a lie, because zoning was changed at the
Couple years
last
ago.
town meeting.
Yeah.
Wasn't a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
So you
I
still
know.
had
It was in June.
But that was before the murder houses. She knows nothing about it.
My eyes are open,
Okay,
man.
okay.
just don't,
I actually
just
have to
don't
go.
look into what.
I know, no kidding.
All right, so if anyone's interested, send Ron a letter. I will otherwise send Ron a letter, and we'll revisit it when we get another member and Skip shows up so we can have a discussion.
Him. EDC. Sound good?
Hi guys, it's Leah.
Hi, Leah.
Sorry. For the EDC, I'm not 100% sure. I thought some of the input for one in Concom was kind of that agro-tourism like passive recreation piece, and making sure that any conservation land that exists is being utilized appropriately and properly, if that makes sense. I don't know for sure. I can't speak for Ron specifically, but I know that that was definitely in some conversations at some point, the agritourism piece.
That makes sense.
All right, Leah, I'm sorry, I completely missed that you had a hand up. All right, moving on. We are not doing wetland stuff, bylaw and regulations tonight, so I will take a motion.
Think motion with adjourn,
Second.
Delacqua, aye.
Langren.
Chance eye.
Gentilucci, I
Great.
fooled me for a second.
Next time it'll be anti-alphabetical, perhaps. Thank you all very much. We are adjourned.